Alrighty, so it's comic box time again, and of course I've already dug out the new previews. Lots of good stuff in here. I think I might even talk about that on a podcast because man, there was some great looking stuff in here. But anyway, get past that, and we'll get one, two, well, actually three packages out of here. The new comics review came in. Hooray! Love my comics review. Can't say that I sit down and read them every time, but they are jam-packed full of strips, and then every once in a while I just do a whole batch of strips. But they do have a couple of strips every issue that they complete a story. So at least you get to read one or two complete stories without having to have a bunch of issues on hand. And then there's other strips that there's a chunk of strips. Almost all of them I'm big fans of. One or two like I could probably do without, but I'm not complaining because it's such a great book. What do we got here? We got Tarzan. There's a complete story by John Solardo and Dick Van Buren. Ricochet by Stan Lind, one of my favorite strips from 73, 74, so it's getting up there. Sir Bagby. They've had a lot of complete Sir Bagby stories. The Phantom by Lee Falk and Wilson McCoy from 51, and Crazy Cat, which probably doesn't need to be more than a week or so, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, so that's that down. Let's see what else we got here. Come on, Bruce, you can do that. That can wait. Okay, so don't know where to start. Wow. I'll start with the big pack. Oh man, there's a bunch of stuff here. Woo! Seems like, I don't know, it seems like the list didn't have all this stuff on it. DC Universe Rebirth Detective Comics, number 934. I'm just getting into all this Rebirth. I actually have been reading comics. Go figure, Justice League Rebirth, number 1. Some of this stuff is good. I think I mentioned, maybe I talked about it on a podcast, but last time I was really, really excited by the, Green Arrow. Here it is. This is DC Universe Rebirth, Green Arrow number 2. I really like the artist on the Rebirth issue. I don't think it's the same artist, but, the writing was good, so I've never even heard of this gentleman. His last name is Percy, and I can't remember the first name, but good stuff. Future Quest, read that last month. There's so much going on that last time it was a wraparound cover, and I didn't see the wraparound cover till I got to the end. Turned it around, it's like, the Impossibles are going to be in here, all right. So far I've seen Johnny Quest and Space Ghost, and but the overall story is so big that I just don't think they hit it all in the first issue, even good. So it was a little confusing, but I love it, so there's that. This one I've heard about. I didn't realize I got it. In fact, it was not on my list, the Flintstones, so I did not even know I got it. So there you go. Friends of mine said it was really good. Batman Beyond. Really looking forward to this one because I know there's a change up of the lead character coming up. That's all I know. DC Rebirth Batman number 2. Something tells me some of these issues I'm going to see the number 1. You know what? I guess what happened is the Rebirth package that I bought didn't show up on my list of things that I was getting. So Aquaman number 2, Spirit number 12. I got to catch up on these. I just kind of organized and got a batch of them. And man, there's a lot of stuff that didn't show up on my list. I specifically checked to see if there was a Walking Dead, and there was not. So here you go. Wow. Man, oh man, a bunch of surprises. And for some reason, I got 2 copies of Superman Rebirth number 2. Tell me that's going to happen with all of these comics that I... See, I have some comics that I'm quote-quote subscribed to, and I bought the package, and I got the impression from what they said that the package overrules the other. Maybe not. I don't know if I got charged twice for that or not. I'm going to be a little ticked off about that, but what do you do? Superman number 2, too. Yeah, what the freak, you know? Come on, people. Ugh. When they see that, they should ask. Spawn, number 264. Eric Larson's still on it, so am I. Rebirth Action Comics, 958. Wow, we're getting up there. Archer and Armstrong. This is another one I want to read. I just haven't had a chance. Green Arrow. There we go. There's number 1. Green Arrow. There's number 1. A Green Lantern. Invincible. That's another one of the comics that I've organized, and I've got a whole batch of them that I'm going to read. Although I'm way behind on the earlier issues, but sometimes you just got to jump on and head forward and worry about the old stuff later. Manifest Destiny. This is one I want to catch up on because I haven't read but the first couple issues. So I know there's a story, the end of a story is coming up soon, so I want to, maybe 24, I don't know. But I want to check into that and see if I want to keep going with it. Scooby Apocalypse, loved the first issue of this. It was terrific. Probably my favorite of the batch, although Future, whatever it was pretty good. So, we shall see. Superman number 1, Rebirth. Titans Rebirth. God, none of this stuff was like on the list. Headlopper number 4. That one was on the list. So I can read that one now that I got the whole story. Wacky Raceland number 1. You know, what the heck? You try it, right? I didn't expect to like some of the others, so. Wonder Woman Rebirth number 1. Flash Rebirth number 1. Batman Rebirth number 1. Oops. Black Canary number 12. I kind of think this one's kind of winding down. I'm not sure. Aquaman Rebirth number 1. There's a lot of these that DC's doing 2 issues a month now. Superman Action Comics Rebirth number 1. I got a lot to read. And the other package. Wow. Just don't remember seeing all this stuff on the list that, you know, to be shipped. This is just in the wrong place that I can't quite get the tape off without ruining everything. Oh, no big deal. It's only a baggie, right? Come on. Alright. I guess one of the comics didn't come, so they sent me the bag and board anyway. But it'll come in handy. They're not perfect, but they're darn good. Okay, let's continue with this. Green Lantern Rebirth number 2. Wonder Woman Rebirth number 1. I think we did see the number 2 there. Flash Rebirth number 1. Detective Comics 935. There was another issue. I think it was 934. Cyborg number 12. This is going to get a reboot to number 1. Well, not a reboot, but it's going to get a new number 1. Aquaman number 1. Rebirth. Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade. I'm not quite sure. I have a Dark Knight Returns number 1. I don't know. Not quite sure what that is. I like to buy the number 1s to see if I want to keep going, you know, but at $6.99. But anyway, I guess I did it. So, nobody to blame but myself on that one anyway. And last but not least, I heard lots of good things about this James Bond adaptation. It's called Varger. It's by Warren Ellis and someone Masters. I don't know who that is. Jason Masters it's illustrated by. Don't know. looks good. I'm looking forward to reading that as well. And that's it. That's my comic shipment from this month. So that would be the comics from June. So that's it.